Hey everyone, Crypto Billy here with Billy Goat Tales, and today is another edition of Motivational Mindset. What do I do here? A 5 to 8 minute video. I try to give you a topic that you can think about maybe on your drive to work or whenever you have a pocket of time. Try to give you something to chew on and think about that will help you in your journey of life. Not just your journey of crypto, but your journey of life as well. So today we're going to talk about It's a Wonderful Life. So we're hitting the Christmas season, and it's good to stop and think about bigger picture items than just our recent crypto gains or the recent crypto pullback or what XRP is going to do or Bitcoin's going to do. So let's stop for a second and think about our blessings and have a mind of gratitude. It's important because if you ever watched It's a Wonderful Life, we watch it every single Christmas Eve. It's a Wonderful Life. And what is the premise of that story? Well, that's the story of a man that from childhood on, he always put his community first, his family first. His dad died, had a little savings and loan. That savings and loan was helping so many people in the community get out of being a renter and buying their own house. And he himself, George Bailey, which is the character, he wanted to get out of town. He wanted to see the world. His view for himself, vision for himself, plan for himself was to go out and travel the world. But his dad died, and they were going to close the savings and loan down unless he stayed on. And then his brother was younger, and then he let his brother go to college first. And when his brother got back, then he was going to take over the savings and loan, and George was going to be able to go to college and travel the world, but that never happened. And then he ended up falling in love, getting married to his local hometown sweetheart. And one thing after another, he kept putting his community first, his family first, and he was never able to truly do what he wanted to do in life. He was always giving. He was giving so much that he was getting frustrated because he was unable to achieve his own desires because he was so much trying to help other people. Well, he got down and out, and he was thinking about suicide. He was thinking about jumping off the bridge and killing himself so his family would have insurance money. And then the angel came down and said, well, let me show you what the planet would look like without you here. So they erased him. They erased his life, and then they showed how the community changed because of the lack of one man's presence. That all these people were making little micro decisions in their lives and in their communities because of the impact of George Bailey. Now, they weren't necessarily giving him kudos, but they were actually becoming better people because of George Bailey. And when you took his life out of the mix after 30, 40 years, so you saw how it was such a negative impact to the entire community because of the lack of one man's life, George Bailey. And then when he got down and out, his uncle lost a whole bunch of the bank's money. Honest mistake, but he lost it. And they were coming for him, the bank examiner, his competition. So he's thinking about killing himself. He's thinking about taking himself out. And then the whole community rose up and bailed him out because he was such a good person. He was such a giver. He was such a helper. He always put everybody else first. And when he needed it the most, they stepped up. And the money that the uncle lost was paid back by the community. And that is the impact of one man's life. How you can make a difference And you make a difference in people's lives, and they're not going to tell you. They have ideas because of you. You come up with a great idea, and people see the passion you have, and that gives them a genesis thought for a similar idea. It's different and it's great, but you're making a big impact, and people aren't even telling you that your life is making a big impact. The only way to know would be if they removed you out of their lives. But every post you make, that's why I like positive posts, and I don't like negative posts, and don't like drama, because you want to positively impact other people's lives. And you don't do that by being critical and jumping down their bones and telling them how stupid they are, right? It's just not good way to present yourself, if you ask me. Just my personal opinion. But It's a Wonderful Life. If you haven't watched it, it's an old movie. You can get it in color or black and white, but the lessons in that movie will last forever. And it kind of reminds me of the story of Moses. You know, Moses took people 40 years through the desert, and he never made it to Canaan. He never made it out of the desert himself, but he impacted thousands of people in a positive way. And George Bailey never got to his final destination. But the love that you end up having and seeing from the people that you serve, those are golden nuggets that pop up in your path when you least expect it. And George Bailey got a nice golden nugget with the community stepping up and supporting him for being a good guy and a loving guy. So this holiday season, I would say to you, think about It's a Wonderful Life, and know that there is a lot of gratitude for what you do. And we need everybody in this space participating in a positive way. So you are making a difference. Keep doing what you're doing. Keep learning, keep growing, and those gold nuggets will pop up in your path too.